टीवी प्राइम टाइम समाचार में आपका स्वागत है।
Minister of State for Commerce and Industry, Shri Som Prakash ji, who has joined us through VC from Mohali, and Shri Anil Agarwal, Joint Secretary, DPIIT. A very good afternoon, everyone. It is a pleasure to welcome all our esteemed guests who have joined us today to celebrate the success of our inaugural NALTUP Awards 2020. This virtual event has been organized to recognize and applaud the efforts of startups and startup enablers. They have led innovations in their sectors with a positive economic and societal impact, collectively working towards making India the third largest startup. To demonstrate the magnitude of this exercise, we would like to present a video to the audience. This video will showcase participant startups from various parts of the country. It will also highlight the meticulous evaluation methodology and the exemplary jury who collaborated for the National Start Awards 2020.
What takes an idea to reach the zenith of success? A vision to become a reality. An opportunity to transform into an achievement. All it takes is the courage to start an expedition into
से मुक्ति दिलाना, सुविधाओं को सरल करना, इस एक महत्वपूर्ण काम को करने की ताकत है।
India hosts the third largest ecosystem for startups globally and have generated handsome returns. It is now time to acknowledge and reward the startups building businesses that are scalable, sustainable and responsible and delivering measurable developmental goals. The awards looked at startups in 12 sectors and 35 categories of the economy. Specific emphasis was given to recognize startups that are led by women, are creating huge impact in rural areas of the country, also those who are founded in an academic campus. The National Startup Awards also reward exceptional incubators and accelerators as key building blocks of a robust startup ecosystem. For these startups, only those and 129 startups founded in academic institutes participated. Participants were assessed on innovation, scalability, economic impact, social impact, inclusivity and diversity, environmental impact. A four-stage process was followed to arrive at the best of the participants. The jury panels comprised of distinguished leaders from industry, startup ecosystem and the government. Adapting to the new ways of working during COVID-19, all presentation held online, where jury members joined from all across the world. A rigorous evaluation process identified the best of startup entities across the sectors. Each of the winning startup will get a cash award of 5 lakh rupees. Winning incubator and the accelerator will be rewarded with 15 lakh rupees each. All the winners and finalists shall also be provided opportunities to present their solutions to public authorities and corporates for potential pilot projects and work orders. They will also be...
I would now like to welcome Shri Anil Agarwal, Joint Secretary, Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade, to highlight the journey of the National Startup Awards 2020.
Honorable Minister of Railways and Commerce and Industry, Honorable Minister of State for Commerce and Industry, officials of Government of India and state governments, startup founders, team members, innovators and entrepreneurs, members of the Indian Angel Network, TIE, IVCA, angel investors, leaders of Indian industry, CII, FICCI, NASSCOM, friends from the media. The principles of these awards is evaluation of startups on the basis of their contribution to social good rather than financial risks or the profits that were made. A robust 4-stage evaluation methodology was evolved to assess these entities on parameters which included social impact, inclusivity, and environmental impact. The jury comprised of distinguished individuals from industry, investment specialists, startup ecosystem, and the government. And they've all worked overtime during COVID-19 situation to identify the best of the entities that are innovative and are delivering measurable developmental goals. Right from agriculture to space, these awards reflect the innovation that is thriving as the grassroots in all areas of human endeavor. Many of these entities are working on truly world-class, game-changing solutions. A large number of them are providing out-of-the-box solutions for solving real-life problems of rotation in various startup events. We have now decided to extend these opportunities to all finalists who were selected to and who finally made presentations before the jury. This will provide substantial opportunities to all these entities. It is very encouraging to see participation of 41 incubators and accelerators for these awards. The government as well as private sectors demonstrates the depth of innovation ecosystem in the country. We do hope to see many more of them in near future. We do hope these awards would further inspire innovators and entrepreneurs to take up challenges to solve real problems for India and provide solutions for India and the world. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your words of wisdom and valuable insights. It is our continued endeavor to recognize startups and showcase them as an inspiration to other entrepreneurs. DPIIT is launching the Startup India Showcase today, which aims to achieve this by being an online discovery platform for the most promising startups of the country. These startups range from sectors such as EdTech and FinTech to social impact, among many others. They are solving critical problems and have shown exceptional innovations. हमें उम्मीद है हम इन स्टार्टअप्स को और भी सफल होते देखेंगे और ये स्टार्टअप्स सभी के लिए प्रेरणा का स्रोत बनेंगे.
Startups have disrupted every sector, introduced innovation in our everyday lives, have become role model youth of India. To help these enterprising startups realize their massive potential, the Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade is launching the Startup India Showcase, an online discovery platform for the most promising startups of the country. Prove public service delivery. Corporates may look at the showcase with innovative solutions. Presenting to you the Startup India Showcase.
I would now like to welcome Shri Som Prakash ji, Minister of State for Commerce and Industry, who is just through VC from Mohali, to please say a few words.
Honorable Shri Piyush Goyal ji, Minister of Railways, Commerce and Industry, Shri Anil Agarwal ji, Joint Secretary, Officers of Government of India and State Governments, startup founders, investors, friends from media. The Startup India scheme was launched by Honorable Prime Minister of India and territories, and out of 739 districts, at least 586 districts of the country. This startup scheme provides opportunities to the young entrepreneurs who have talent, who have knowledge. Under the scheme, self-certify the compliance, and under the 9 labor laws, 3 environment laws, they are doing anything, they are just to self-certify. In government purchases also, they are given preference and their prior experience conditions. And it's very satisfying that Startups have given employment, created a number of jobs, as it was shown, 4 lakhs, 2.2 lakh jobs have been created in 2017, about 50,000 jobs were created, and 2018, 1 lakh jobs were created, and 2019, 1 lakh 54. The result of the exercise are that impressive participation of more than 1,016 startups across event 2020, and hope that all this exercise will encourage the youth.
Integration of technology to improve the functioning of the startup ecosystem has been our key focus area. In this endeavor, DPIIT is launching blockchain-based verification system certificates for startups. This will allow for easy access to startup recognition certificates while minimizing falsifications. हमें विश्वास है कि इससे स्टार्टअप इकोसिस्टम पर सकारात्मक प्रभाव पड़ेगा।
दुनिया में नया ईंधन डेटा ही होने वाला है।
Blockchain is a breakthrough technology where data is decentralized through storage on multiple computers and recording multiple pieces of information as blocks. Startup India has now implemented blockchain technology for its entire recognition database to ensure a swift and secure verification process. The information is not only to angel investors, venture funds, and banks for verifying authenticity. A new world of encryption is here, and we will see you on the other side.
DPIIT has prepared a with details about the impactful innovations that our startups are engaging in, as well as the support provided by incubators and accelerators. We hope that this report will help inspire all the entrepreneurs to put their ideas into actions. I would now like to request the Honorable Dignitary. Thank you, sirs. We begin with the felicitation of all the outstanding startups and ecosystem enablers who have built innovative products and solutions demonstrating measurable social impact.
This year, we have divided all the participating startups into 12 sectors along with 3 special categories. They will be followed by the Top Incubator and Top Accelerator Awards. The first sector is agriculture, which has 4 subcategories: productivity, post-harvest, farmer engagement and education, and allied areas. We received applications from 1 startups across 21 states and union territories. The award for the best startup in the productivity category goes to Nava Design Innovation Private Limited. This solar-powered robotic product is patented in 28 countries, is environment-friendly, and helps increase productiveness of coconut sap tapping. The award for the best startup in the post-harvest category goes to Intello Labs Private Limited. This smartphone app empowers farmers and industries alike to digitize food quality assessment and high quality of process across the value chain of farm to table. The winner in the category of farmer engagement and education is Mandya Organic Foods Private Limited. Mandya has led to increased self-reliance, economic independence, and growth of 12,000 farmer families with metric tons of baled silage.
The next sector is education. In this sector, we have 2 categories: access to institutional education and access to open education. We received application from 169 startups from 20 states and UTs. The award for the best startup in access to institutional education category goes to Robot Guru Educational Technologies Private Cost.
We have 2 categories in the energy sector: clean energy and energy efficiency. Applications were received from 115 startups across 18 states and union territories. And the award for the best startup in the category of clean energy goes to Allo eCell Private Limited. Allo eCell has produced the world's first 100% eco-friendly and non-hazardous batteries from aloe vera. Their creation will save the Indian economy around 8 lakh crores every year on raw cell raw materials. The winning entry in the category of energy efficiency is Essia Soft Technologies Private Limited. By introducing machine learning and deep learning analytics into a smart grid platform, This product will support in improving the energy efficiency of the transmission and distribution system till the end consumer level. It cater to 1 million consumers in India.
In enterprise technology sector, we have one category, that is enterprise solutions. We received applications from 349 startups from 21 states and UTs. And the award for the best startup in enterprise technology sector goes to Unnati Online Private Limited. The startup has built an automated, voice-enabled digital assistant that helps skilled and semi-skilled workers in.
Our next sector is finance. We received applications from 77 fintech startups across 17 states and union territories. And the award for the best fintech startup goes to Resilient Innovations Private Limited. Their app, Bharat Pay, is empowering entrepreneurs by enabling them to accept UPI payments from any app. They are primarily helping SME merchants with the UPI payments and lending, thereby enabling their inclusion into the formal economy.
The next sector is food. We have two categories in this sector, access to food and food processing. We have received applications from 82 startups from 17 states and UT. The award startup in access to food category goes to Food Cloud Private Limited. The startup has built a platform that empowers homemakers to become entrepreneurs from within their home while giving customers the chance to enjoy delicious and healthy homemade meals. And the award for the best processing category goes to God's Own Food Solution Private Limited. Their product, jackfruit flour, is creating an organized market for jackfruits from India, augmenting farmers' income in lean months of summer.
We have 4 award categories in the health sector. Access. We received applications from 249 startups across 21 states and UTs. Wealthy Therapeutics Private Limited has emerged as the winner in the category of access to healthcare. Their platform for patients provides a monitoring dashboard with real-time intervention alerts that tells. It has the potential to be a high-demand product in the pharmaceutical sector on account of higher drug dissolving, excellent mucoadhesion, masking, and delayed release. The award for the best startup in the medical devices category goes to Innovation Medical Devices Private Limited. The startup has developed a cost-effective voice prosthesis device called OM that will ensure that those who have lost their voice on account of throat cancer will be able to speak again through this device.
The next sector is Industry 4.0. We have 6 categories in this sector: big data, Internet of Things, 3D printing, augmented reality products and wearables, robotics, and we received applications from 181 startups from 19 states and UTs. The award in big data category goes to Uptime AI Tech Private Limited. Uptime AI have developed an AI-based platform that continuously reads sensor data from every equipment in Private Limited. The company has developed a 3D printer which uses carbon fiber as a printing material instead of plastic or metal. The startup is one of the few companies in the world to have this technology. The award in augmented reality products and wearable category goes to Scapic Innovations Private Limited. Their product enables brands to create 3D and AR experiences without the need of writing any code. The brand's web, and it does not require any app installations. The award in robotics category goes to Planis Technologies Private Limited. They have developed an underwater remote operated vehicle for underwater inspection and survey. And the final category in this sector is computer vision. The award in computer vision category goes to Gingermind Technologies Private Limited. They have developed wearable products to support visually impaired, enabling them in living independently.
In the security sector, we had 2 categories: citizen security solutions and cybersecurity. We received applications from 44 startups across 12 states and countries. StackU Technologies Private Limited has emerged as the winner in citizen security solutions. Using artificial intelligence, the firm has developed solutions to identify the repeat offenders even before they have committed a crime. They are helping Indian states and police forces digitize and archive every criminal record using their speaker identification technology with an accuracy of 94.3%. The best startup in the category of cybersecurity is Lucidius Tech Private Limited. Lucidius is one of the few firms globally which covers 100% of the technology stack of an organization and has created a product called SAFE that offers real-time cyber risk quantification assessment.
In space sector, we have two categories, launch vehicle and satellite technology. We received application from 15 startups from 6 states in this sector. The best startup in launch vehicles category is Skyroot Aerospace Private Limited. The startup has developed a launch vehicle, Vikram. With the commissioning of Vikram launch vehicle, the firm is on its way to develop one of the most cost-effective small satellite launch vehicles in the world. In the second category, that is satellite technology, we have 2 startups that are co-winners. Dhruva Space Private Limited, their product reduces the development time and the manufacturing cost of small satellites for Earth observation and other scientific applications. And Bellatrix Aerospace, they have developed an electric propulsion system offering effective alternate technology to chemical propulsion. This is 10 times more fuel efficient, has 2 times more payload carrying capacity, and reduces the mission cost by half.
Under the tourism sector, we have 2 categories, hospitality and travel planning and discovery. We received applications from 66 startups across 12 states and union territories. FeeInsta Consulting and Services Private Limited has emerged as the winner in the hospitality segment. They provide hospitality services like smart e-toilets and smart nap zones to ease the travel process for travelers. Their smart e-toilets are also designed to improve public hygiene. The award for the best startup in the category of travel planning and discovery goes to Param People Infotech Solutions Private Limited. The digital platform Highway Delight enables tourists to plan their trips better by discovering facilities and transacting with verified highway services and amenities. They cover 60,000 kilometers of highways in India and more than 100 facilities across categories.
Our last sector is urban services. We have 4 categories in this sector: construction development monitoring solutions, traffic management, waste management, and water networks. We received applications from 137 startups from 22 states and UTs. The award in construction or development monitoring solutions category goes to SNPC Machines Private Limited. They have developed an automated brick manufacturing and laying machine which can produce up to 12,000 bricks per hour. The award in traffic management category goes to Wicked Ride Adventures Services Private Limited. They offer a keyless, dockless, shared mobility solution with a mission to make daily commute convenient and reliable. This will be extremely beneficial not just in Tier 1 cities, but also Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities. The award in waste management category goes to Sukriti Social Foundation. They have developed smart toilet with hygiene maintenance, black water treatment, centralized health monitoring system. This is a complete sanitation solution which enables effective waste management and treatment. And the award for Best Startup in Water and Water Networks category goes to Taral Tech Solution Private Limited. The startup has developed a product that can be retrofitted to borewell hand pumps to provide clean water for those who continue to use hand pump due to lack of other options.
We will now be announcing our special category award winners, our entrepreneurs who have been working on making the ecosystem more inclusive with far-reaching impacts. Our first special category is Campus Initiated Startup, and the winner in this category is Gen Robotics Innovations Private Limited. The startup has developed a human-controlled robot called Bandicoot that lifts heavy steel manholes and unclogs sewers, acting as an alternative to manual scavenging. This startup was founded in 2015 in MES Engineering College, Kerala. The award for the best startup in the category of Rural Impact Startup goes to Bodhami Private Limited. Driven by artificial intelligence, their personalized online learning platform caters to students, job seekers, and employees. Students use the platform to find out college courses or careers that best fit their skills and interests. Azuka Labs Private Limited has emerged as the winner in the category of women-led startup. Their product provides affordable nucleic acid-based stains for diagnostic tests, which is used in DNA forensics, diagnostic kits, and crop breeding. We congratulate all the winners who have done exceptional entrepreneurial work to solve key economic and societal challenges and have impacted lives of people. We will now be recognizing the startup ecosystem enablers. The award for the top incubator goes to Will Grow Innovations Foundation. Their virtual knowledge tool leverages nearly 200 stakeholders interested in establishing incubators. They are also the first BIRAC-approved incubator with a hospital partnership to accelerate early-stage medical innovation. And now, the award for the top accelerator goes to Brigade Real Estate Accelerator Program. The well-structured program fully equips self-contained workspaces in 3 cities and panel of mentors from various disciplines have helped startups create scalable businesses. Heartiest congratulations to all the winners.
Thank you, Astha and Salil, for announcing the winners. It is our great honor to invite Honorable Minister for Railways and Commerce and Industry, Shri Piyush Goyal ji, to address the key stakeholders of the startup ecosystem and the esteemed dignitaries present today.
Thank you very much, all the young team at the DPIIT for the excellent work you have done over the last year leading up to today's program. My colleague, Shri Som Prakash ji, Joint Secretary in the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Shri Anil Agarwal ji, officials of the central and state government, jury members, entrepreneurs engaged with the startup ecosystem, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. My heartiest congratulations to all the winners of today's National Startup Awards 2020, the very first of its kind, and an award which I think will generate a lot of excitement, a lot of enthusiasm amongst our young entrepreneurs engaged in setting up new innovative ideas through startups. I have attended many programs in the past, giving awards, receiving awards over the last many years. But to my mind, this particular award function is unique and special in more ways than one. Of course, it would probably be the one and only award function which I have attended, where we are giving out the awards virtually, only announcing them. There are no audiences to celebrate the achievements of the winners in the room. The sense of anticipation before each award is announced and the excitement of the award-winning team, the electrifying atmosphere in the room is certainly missing today. But I can assure each one of you who is listening in through this webcast that despite this situation of COVID, which has led us to my mind, this is one of the most interesting and important award functions that I have ever attended. It's unique also because of the huge breadth and span of the participants, the companies, the startups who were considered for this award. It's unique also because it's a very difficult award to bestow, to judge and finalize. It's special because it is recognizing new ideas, innovation, new ways of work, things which have never been embarked upon before, and certainly ideas about which none of us had any clue. The span of awards covering space technology, food processing, tourism, hospitality, education, agriculture, urban services, the huge span of sectors, the 12 sectors that were covered in this award, and within the sectors, the very carefully devised categories. For example, in the space technology, you have launch vehicles as a category, you have satellite technology as a category, and the 3 awards that we saw today were quite intriguing, were quite impressive in terms of their ability to think in this extraordinary fashion, particularly in a subject as sensitive and I would say challenging as space, something which one always associated with the ISRO to be able to come up with new technologies, or NASA or the CERN laboratories in Europe. But here we have our young startup boys and girls coming up with some truly innovative designs and products which will help our own engagement with space going forward. We've had a fintech which was recognized for its good work. There were a number of startups on the health side, and truly this large span is in itself quite an innovation in terms of awards. I'm happy that you have also chosen to recognize the top incubator and the top accelerator, because both these have an important role to play in promoting the startup ecosystem going forward. This ceremony clearly is a recognition and celebration of this new ecosystem that's being developed, and India today boasts the 3rd largest startup ecosystem in the world, with over 21 unicorns and over $50 billion raised in terms of startup capital support in the last 5 years, speaks volumes for the effort that this team in the industry ministry has put in to make this a vibrant and enduring sector going forward. I would like to thank all the jury members for the painstaking work that they have done. I can imagine selecting so many awardees in so many different sectors must not have been an easy task. And when I look at the jury members, the list of jury members, many known faces, many persons whom I don't recognize, I'm truly grateful to each one of you for your time, your patience, your effort, and the interest you have shown in encouraging our startups by selecting them from amongst over 1,600 applicants. And I was just now reading the entire process by which the jury did its work, both the process at the macro level and the process sectorally. I mean, in each sector, whether it was agriculture, whether it was health, whether it was education, the amount of effort that has gone in to ensure that the identified areas that are being recognized, that are being given an award, promote growth, they have significant farmer engagement, they have recognition amongst the stakeholders, there is a pre-harvest and a post-harvest different ecosystem that was considered, productivity levels, efficiency, cost effectiveness. I mean, the number of issues that have gone into selecting in different sectors and different categories are truly exciting and demonstrate the seriousness with which our team of young professionals, headed by Mr. Anil Agarwal, the Joint Secretary in the Ministry, and his young team, Srimati Shruti Singh, Director, Ms. Astha Grover, who leads the startup team, Mr. Palak Bhatia, Ms. Kritika Singh, Mr. Gautam Anand, and Mr. Salil. My compliments to this young team for the amount of effort and the sincerity they have displayed over this very, very overwhelming process. After all, we started this process somewhere in November last year, when applications were invited for consideration for an award. And through this whole COVID period of the last 6-7 months, right from March until now, this team has painstakingly worked along with the illustrious jury members in selecting the award winners. I think the process that was shown to me, that was demonstrated to me, was extremely fair, extremely transparent, and quite inquisitive and innovative, if I may say so. Inquisitive in terms of going deep down into the detail of each startup before being considered for the award. A lot of documentation being studied painstakingly, and very innovative ways of assessing the different startups that have been selected for the award. Clearly, these are such diverse subjects, and it's so difficult in these new startups with barely 2, 3, 4 years of history behind them to be able to sift through all the documents, understand what is going on behind the startup, and shortlist them for the jury to be able to apply their wisdom in selecting the startup was truly a labor of love. And I compliment and thank the entire team of DPIIT, the startup team, PricewaterhouseCoopers, PwC, who were managing the entire project. Mr. Udit Sharma, the representative of PwC, deserves the highest accolades. And of course, my grateful thanks to all the jury members. I would like my team to set up a call with all the jury members and all the winners with me and keep a reasonably good 3-hour plus time, or a last meeting at the end of the day so we don't have a time limit. And I would certainly like to in person thank each of the jury members and compliment each of the award winners who have been announced today. It's not the amount of award, it's not just the fact that you have received recognition today. I think it's truly an encouragement that is sought to be bestowed upon you to aim for the skies. And I'm sure amongst these award winners in these various categories, 35 categories today, lie the future unicorns of India, lie some of the success stories that in the next few years the world will come to see, the world will come to recognize. I'm told there's a lot of excitement amongst the jury members too, many of whom have indicated to us, of course they could not approach the winners since the winners were to be announced today, but I'm given to understand many jury members are excited at the prospect of engaging with some of these winners and helping them expand and grow their innovative ideas to be able to serve a much larger set of people and much newer geographies. I'm also given to understand that many of those who did not receive an award today was only because there was a limitation of selecting one as the winner, whereas there were many more deserving cases. And if at all we had a system of joint runners-up or joint awardees or special categories being recognized, I was given to understand that the list would have gone into several hundred winners today. That is the level of wonderful achievements that were seen by our jury and by the startup team. And I truly wish to compliment each one of you who participated in this award process, which I think is a very sanitized process that has been gone through. I'm sure looking at this recognition today, our next award function will have many, many more applicants. So I think Mr. Agarwal and his team will have to be prepared for a lot of burning of midnight oil, or you may like to expand your team. But be ready, you're going to receive a lot more excited young boys and girls who will be approaching and participating in the next Startup Award. I would like to also share with you my own understanding of where we are when we look at the startup ecosystem. It is important that we recognize our startups because I believe they will be playing an increasingly important role in many strategic sectors going forward. And why do I say that? Look at the electronics industry, for example. It's an industry that India has become overtly dependent on the rest of the world to serve. Look at the rapid pace of technology developments that are happening all over the world in the electronic space. If India can do so well in space technology, if India can do so well in a number of very, very intricate technical or R&D areas, including pharma, including vaccines today for COVID, cure for COVID going forward, I see no reason why our budding entrepreneurs, why our startups who have innovation, who have invention at the back of their mind, who are willing to engage with new technologies, who have the spirit of inquiry in their mind, in their thinking, not being able to make India a leader in electronic technologies. Similarly, there are a number of security and safety related issues on which also I believe our startups can play an increasingly important role. The Honorable Prime Minister was talking about artificial intelligence, the Internet of Things, big data, playing an important role both in our economic development and in our ability to reach the developments and the fruits of growth, fruits of progress to the last man at the bottom of the pyramid. And I think AI, IoT, the blockchain technologies that you spoke about today, big data, data analytics, can all transform the way we do business in the future. For example, and this is a thought that came to me this morning when I was just wondering what we should do to have a large pool of interpreters in the country. Interpreters of different languages, both Indian and international. How we can quickly develop a large pool of interpreters in this country. And a thought came to me, and it comes from the fact that we are looking at COVID not only as an adversity, but as an opportunity. As the Honorable Prime Minister said, when he launched the Atmanirbhar Bharat program, that let us not get deterred by this challenge, by this crisis. Let us see how this crisis can be converted into an opportunity. And for a long time, we've been grappling, both the Ministry of External Affairs, the Commerce Ministry, the Tourism Ministry, all of us have been grappling with the need and the desire to have a large number of interpreters, people with dual language skills in this country, which will have several job opportunities or work opportunities flow out for them. They will work in our missions internationally, where we need interpreting skills. So our mission in France, or our trade office in France, or the businesses which engage with France need people who can translate French to English or French to Hindi. People in Spain need to know Spanish, Portuguese, all languages across the world, many African languages, Japanese, Chinese, Malay. There are so many international languages where in our missions we need interpreters. For our trade engagements and expansion of economic trade with different countries, our global engagement with the rest of the world, we need people who have language skills. To promote tourism in India, we need people who can take care of tourists from across the world. And if tourists from all over the world who desire to come to India, to enjoy the beauty of India, to feel the rich cultural heritage and tradition of India, to partake in all the delicacies, the foods, the products that our artisans and craftsmen make, I think people from all over the world will be very excited if they have the confidence that right from the moment they board a flight in their home country, in the aircraft, at the airport, and throughout their stay in India, they would have a person who would be able to converse with them, who would be able to help them enjoy the beauty of India, enjoy their visit to India without any fear of language being a barrier. Similarly, for domestic tourism to flourish, I think when I go to Tamil Nadu, I would be extremely happy to have somebody with me who can speak in Tamil, help me converse with the local people, help me understand the beauty of different parts of Tamil Nadu when I am visiting as a tourist. Help me talk to the people with whom I want to do business in their local language. It's time that we started recognizing the value of language. But how do we create lakhs of people who know regional Indian languages and the foreign international languages? And I think what came to my mind today was that using COVID would be a great opportunity to have languages being taught through VC across the country. It would be a very low-cost solution. Children across the country may also like to know new languages, even if they don't want to wish to pursue language as their profession. But the mere knowledge of languages is itself a very exciting, could be a hobby for some, could be a profession for many. And whether we can have some startups in the education field possibly run programs, run courses, which would not be a very expensive proposition. Have experts teach diction, teach writing skills, teach reading skills, all of which is possible. As good in a classroom as it is on a video conference. And maybe using this period of working from home, of schools being run from home, of teaching students at their homes, can we use this period to quickly build up that large pool of language skill that India needs? And similar to this, I'm sure we'll detect many, many more ideas, many, many more ways how technology can help India reach the last man at the bottom of the pyramid. Telemedicine can take quality healthcare to the smallest and remotest village in India. We have always talked about quality of education in our villages needing to be upgraded. First, we need to upgrade the skills of our teachers. It can very easily be done using video conferencing, where teacher training programs can be taken up all over the country. Similarly, going forward, I think our classroom attendance is going to naturally improve. The Honorable Prime Minister has set a 1,000-day program to take internet and broadband to every village in the country. So I suspect that going forward, every classroom is going to have a CCTV camera loaded with artificial intelligence and face recognition, which is going to capture the attendance of every individual student in the class, the attendance of the teachers, the number of hours that the teaching took place, will record what is happening in class, will record what is being taught, the quality of education. And my own sense is, using technology, India will be able to provide every single child across the length and breadth of India high quality education. We won't need to send our children to schools internationally or to very expensive private schools in order to get high quality education. Technology will play the great role of a socializing impact, the democratization of services, the democratization of quality healthcare, quality education, quality skill development. And I believe these startups are going to be truly evolving rapidly to take the benefit of technology to the rest of India, to help people in the country, across the country, build up their skills, build up their value systems, improve the quality of goods and services, and achieve scale. Because after all, a 135 crore people market is a huge market. Even a small idea, when taken to scale using technology, has huge potential. The government e-marketplace is an avenue where I would invite all the startups to start listing their products, start offering their goods and their services to government organizations, PSUs, state government bodies, hospitals, schools, colleges run by the government. I'm told we have nearly 4,000 startups already registered on government e-marketplace, GEM. And nearly 700 crores of sales have happened from the startups through GEM. Let's all of us work to take this to much higher levels and ensure that all our startups who have a good idea, a good product or a good service to offer, register on GEM and start engaging with government in a big way. We have already disbursed about 4,000 crores through the Fund of Funds for Startups giving it out to about 361 startups. And I'm sure we will welcome more ideas so that our offerings through financial support, which we run through SIDBI, can also be expanded more rapidly. The railways, our airport services, the food processing sector, as I said, education, healthcare are low-hanging fruits. But agriculture as a whole impacts a large number of people in the country. There's huge potential in each one of these sectors. Defense is also opening up some new ideas which can help us in upgrading our strategic preparedness, as well as any new ideas which can help us in terms of our defense preparedness are also welcome. You must look at areas in pharmaceuticals, renewable energy. All of these are the sunrise sectors where our startups can truly create a name for themselves, fame for them and their country, and economic well-being, both for the startup, its promoters, its entrepreneurs, its innovators, but also for the thousands and millions of people you will impact through your work. I think it's an opportune time for our young boys and girls to move away from being job seekers to being job creators. And I can assure you, the government of India, led by Prime Minister Modi, is committed to support the startups in all their efforts. The state governments have also come together and are creating an enabling environment to support the startups. They are helping build more incubators, competitiveness, incentivizing plug-and-play facilities to attract investment in their own states. And I'm sure the startups will find a very positive approach, both at the center and in the states, for their ideas, for their expansion, and for their growth. I can only add in conclusion that the COVID has shown us that resilience pays big dividends. COVID has shown us that there are problems, there are challenges, but we have to cope with them, we have to adapt to them, we have to fight with such challenges, and a focused approach with ideas, with inventions, with innovation, execution skills will reap us very, very good results and dividends. I urge more and more of our young boys and girls, entrepreneurs, budding entrepreneurs, engineers, financial experts. We need to see a lot more from our startup ecosystem. Let's engage in our mind and with our ideas to see what we can do to contribute to make India truly a world superpower. Can we, all of us collectively, work towards making India the most vibrant startup ecosystem in the world, the most dynamic and engaging startup ecosystem in the world? My best wishes to all my friends in the startup world. My compliments and congratulations to all the winners once again. We wish you well. We wish you great success in the years to come. I pray for your and your family's good health and safety. God bless all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring words. The guidance received from you has enabled us to further our vision in building a startup nation, and we thank you for your continuous support. In the end, I would like to invite Shri Anil Agarwal, Joint Secretary, DPIIT, to administer the vote of thanks. and to lead the conclusion of the National Startup Awards 2020.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the execution of National Startup Awards has been a journey to explore the spread and the depth of entrepreneurship based on innovation in India. These awards saw participation from 27 states and UTs. While the finalists represented 20 states and UTs, the winners come from 9 states and 1 UT. At the city level, we have 12 winners from Bangalore, 7 from Delhi, 3 from Hyderabad, and 2 each from Chennai, Mumbai, and Mysore. The fact that we have a national winner each from Bhopal, Ernakulam, Gurugram, Kochi, Lucknow, Margao, Sonipat, and Tiruvananthapuram is evidence that exceptional innovation is thriving much beyond the metros. Innovating in all areas of human endeavor, from agriculture to Industry 4.0, from health and education to space, all 36 winners are solving real problems of rural India. And at least 18 of them have been assessed to have the potential of being pioneer at the world level. These results are promising. The declaration of these results is as much a celebration of the winners as it is of the reach and penetration of entrepreneurial spirit in the country. As we at DPIIT prepare to handhold these companies for mentoring, for pitching before investors, for connecting them with corporates, and for connecting them with government departments, to realize their true potential, I must acknowledge the wholehearted support received from the startup ecosystem. Mr. Saurabh Srivastav and Padmaja Ruparel from Indian Angel Network, Geetika Dayal from TAI, Rajat Tandon from IBCA, Chandrajit Banerjee from CII, Dilip Chenoy from FICCI, and Devjani Ghosh from NASSCOM have promised to help these NSA finalists get to the next level of support. It is my privilege to thank Honorable Minister Shri Piyush Goyal ji, who is himself an entrepreneur par excellence, with a clear understanding of issues faced by startups. He emphasizes meaningful implementations. He sets big visions, provides innovative solutions, and supports us to the end. We are truly grateful to you, sir. Honorable Minister Shri Som Prakash ji is particularly appreciative of the various initiatives that we have set out to undertake for startups. We do hope to be able to assist startups in more sectors and in more geographies with your kind support. Dr. Guru Prasad Mahapatra, Secretary DPIIT, is the source of all our energy. Your intent has been to deliver meaningful benefits at the ground level. Your attention to detail, clear and crisp instructions, coupled with the confidence posed in your team, provide real strength to all of us. Our deep appreciation is due to the distinguished jury members. Each of you has contributed to the most difficult task of selecting winners from finalists despite your own commitments. I take this opportunity to express my sincere gratitude to all officers of the Government of India and state governments for your hard work for startups. It is your efforts at the ground level which are leading to meaningful results. I must appreciate my Startup India division, Startup India team for carrying out these awards absolutely diligently and meticulously. No challenge is big enough for these enterprising youngsters full of energy and dynamism. I must thank NIC and all the organizers for their dedication and hard work for organizing the event today. My sincere thanks are due to the Press Information Bureau, MyGov team, friends from media for taking this message far and wide. And thank everyone for joining us today. Thank you very much.